Hey everybody, okay, this part has taken a little while to get completed. We see there parts 11A, 11B and 12A. Okay, you may recall that on some of the parts I used the plastic, and let me just show you that before we go any further. So when I say plastic, I mean the transparency. Here you can see I used the transparency. Okay, so I thought I would give the transparency a go for these parts here, like say 11A, 11B and 12A. You can see it all around the edge. Okay, so I tried the transparency, then I noticed that in part 12A the actual number 12A was in the middle of the transparency. So what I did was I cut it out. Now, rather than having to go around all of these edges on the transparency, I just cut a circle. Okay, I used my circle cutter. Well, I've got two now actually. Both of them are, what was it, Alpha. Oh, I love this brand. Anyway, this one, the circles 1 7/8 of an inch and uses a wheel. So anyway, I cut circles out every single one of the gaps. Didn't like it. So I then tried trimming it with a knife. Didn't like it. So I went back to using card for these parts. And you know what? If you have a look at the bottom, look at that. I cut out every one. And it was worth the effort. I did it a little bit at a time, but I think you'll agree that is a gorgeous effect. And what I also did is I used edge trimming with my Pitt's pens. Okay, one other thing to remember about this is the back is white, so I used my Sharpie pen and coloured in the back. There's nothing worse than, I mean, okay, here's an angle here. You're looking through, there would be nothing worse than looking through and seeing a white backing, so I just coloured it in black. I guess I could have used a different colour, but black was there, and again, it's really just so you're not looking at white card. A couple of things that I did notice about this is that on this part here, 12A, let's see if we can get a good image of this. On 12A, you see the back, they've actually got some, there's still some tabs there. I'm not sure where I'm going to leave them or not. I think it adds stability, adds a little bit of rigidity to it. But I'm thinking about removing these tabs. I'm sure I could glue them, but there is little tongues that go through. See here? You got a little tongue and groove there and another one there. I think that's going to be more than sufficient. So I'm going to cut these extra tabs off. But I don't know, I think it's good. I do like it this way. And another thing you'll notice, and I need to spin this round again, is that if you have a look at the very top here, see here, I don't know what you call these bits, that little bit, probably wrought iron or whatever, that would go between the upright and the crossbeam. Okay, I cut it off. You see that there? The reason I cut it off is on the first part I'd already made all these little holes in the bottom. Okay, and I made a mess up here. I tried to punch holes, I tried to cut it out, and I just could not get the hang of it. So I thought, okay, well, I'm not going to redo all of these holes again. So all I did was I just cut them off at the top. It's going to look fine when I get the tops put on. I don't think we're going to notice it too much. I do need to learn how to cut these parts, or maybe make holes. I'm not sure how to do it, but anyway, I think it looks fine like that. But let's say cutting out all of these holes at the bottom, I think you'll agree is great. And also colouring in the back. Again, it is black, but again, you're going to have a cover on this that's going to keep a lot of the light out anyway. So I don't think it's going to be a big deal. These ones on top, I'm going to keep these on because when they're folded over, I don't actually glue them to the piece above, but it forms a very solid beam then, because you've got a right angle and it makes it a solid piece. Okay, so that's where we are. It's taken me a long time to get there because I did change it a few times, let's say between plastic. At one point I had paper and then I laminated the plastic behind it, but I didn't like that either, so I've gone back to paper for that. Okay, there we are, and thanks very much. Bye now.